This video is presented by Western and Southern Financial Group, a game plan for your financial future. Every great team starts with a strong foundation, and your future should too. With life insurance built like a championship roster, Western and Southern helps protect what matters most so you can focus on winning today while planning for tomorrow. Whether you're just starting out your journey, building your dynasty, or ready to retire like a champion, Western and Southern has the right play for your life stage. Visit westernsouthern.com to get your free life insurance quote today. Western and Southern, built to win.
We have made it to Super Bowl 60 with the New England Patriots taking on the Seattle Seahawks. And Dalton, the New England defense has been a lot better this year. Right now, the first in the NFL actually in coverage grid. So how they handle Sam Darnold, Jackson Smith-Njigba, Cooper Kupp, and all those receivers will be really interesting. But also, a big mismatch we could have in the Super Bowl is the Patriots' defensive tackles, which have been really, really good this year, against the Seahawks' interior offensive line. That has still been an issue for them.
Doesn't it feel like the narrative coming into this game is, look how much better Seattle is than New England. Look how much better they're playing. Look how much better they are at all these different spots. Well, you know what? One good place to have a really big advantage is in the trenches, as always, right? Football starts in the trenches, right? And when Seattle has the football, the guys that I'm watching are these big defensive tackles for New England. Milton Williams, Christian Barmore, Kyrus Tonga, Corey Durden's a guy who's come on lately down the stretch of the season. I believe he's got 13 pressures in 3 playoff games, right? This interior defensive line, and no question, they paid that guy, big number 97 right there, $26 million per year to turn this around, and you've got a healthy Christian Barmore. Look at their interior defensive line. Second in the league in pass rush grade, second in pressure rate, first in pass rush win rate. This is arguably the best interior pass rush in the NFL, okay? So they generate pressure. They've been disrupting quarterbacks all year. Then you look at just the one bit of kryptonite for Seattle's offense, and it's been better. It's been passable through the playoffs against some good teams, obviously, but 30th in pass blocking grade when you look at their guards and centers, 20th in pressure rate allowed. This is the one part where Seattle, to me, you don't want to get in obvious passing situations here because you got this crew of guys. You got 2 guys in the top 10 in pressures. Big Corey Durden is 3rd in the entire league, I believe, behind Chris Jones and Jeffrey Simmons in pass rush grade. Kyrus Tonga also a 75 pass rush grade. That's top 20. We'll take that. This crew of guys, plus all of the schemes and stunts and blitzes and everything that Mike Vrabel and Zach Kerr throw at you, this is a problem. And this, to me, is where, especially, we're going to show some fronts why this will be a problem, but Seattle does not. You know, regardless of all their advantages and Smith-Njigba, and hopefully they can run the ball for their sake with Kenneth Walker and all that. You don't want to be on 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8 against this crew, especially with the mismatch it could be in the trenches.
And with their secondary, like I said before, the number 1 coverage grade in the NFL, too. You definitely want to be an obvious passing down. So some examples, Dalton, of how this Patriots interior passer has been so good this year.
All right, so we're going to go through something. This is schematic plus talent. This is when scheme matches talent, and you get into obvious passing situations. And the more I was looking through the interior pressure for New England, what's the first thing you notice about this defensive line, Max?
How there's no nose tackle and how wide these 2 defensive tackles are.
Everybody's wide, right? We've heard of wide 9s off the edges. We hear about that all the time. Those are fun, those speed rushers and all of that, right? But look how wide these 2 defensive tackles are. Christian Barmore is in a 4-eye over the inside shoulder of the tackle. Same goes for Milton Williams over the right tackle here. Think about it this way. There's nobody in the A gaps. There's nobody in the B gaps. And what does this do? Okay, so what's going to happen here, what this does for the 2 interior rushers here, Williams and Barmore, it isolates them even more so on the guards. I would argue the guards are the weak spot of Seattle's offensive line. You got a rookie at left guard in Gray Zabel, who's playing better over the last month or so, but still a rookie in a big spot. And Anthony Bradford at right guard, I would say, is their weakest offensive lineman. What does that do, and why does it isolate those guys on those guards? The center has got to rotate one way or the other to help, right? So let's just say, for example, here, Aaron Brewer for the Dolphins. He's going to rotate to the field, or it's just going to be to Milton Williams because, well, he's the guy making all the money. That's why they pay him, is to rush the passer, right? So all you're going to get is lane integrity here from these 4 rushers. There goes the wide 9s on the outside, and the fact that Milton Williams and Christian Barmore, they're going to rush through the B gaps. Basically, there's no scenario here where Aaron Brewer can get there and help as long as the gap integrity stays the way it is. So he's going to slide, and we're going to see it right here. He's going to slide, but This isn't even 5-on-4 anymore. This is 4-on-4. Aaron Brewer, what's he supposed to do? If Milton Williams is attacking the B gap that hard, there's really not much he can do. Milton Williams is a really good football player. He wins this one-on-one, and at that point, you've created an easy one-on-one, even with being outnumbered as pass rushers, right? So there it is right there. Williams wins the battle. Aaron Brewer is trying to touch him, but he just can't get there. It's too far. Boom. Easy sack, just on alignment, right? Let's go to the next one. We're going to check the next one right here. Carolina. Same idea. Okay, now we got Williams here. To me, this pass rush all starts with Milton Williams. Okay, starts with him. Same alignment. Look how wide they are. Wide 9 on the edges. Cool. Pretty much head up on the tackle. What is the center supposed to do here if there's no blitzer, right? So once again, he's going to set to the field. Okay, that's fine. Barmore is going to rush through the B gap. Now, knowing that teams now, this is a few weeks later in the season, knowing that teams now, when they play New England in this front, they're setting to the field. Fine, okay, set to the field, let the quarterback's vision to the field be better. Now you get Milton Williams, and he gets one-on-one here. Now he wins with an inside move in this occupied A-gap. Here we go. Look at this. Look how quickly this is. Bryce Young barely has the football, and Damian Lewis, he's already lost this to the inside. Center slides to the field to Barmore. Williams wins inside. If I'm a quarterback, what am I supposed to do with this? And if I'm a center, you might say, well, he's got to get back across. No, he's got to set the way the quarterback tells him to set. So he can't get back there in time if the guard loses him this quickly into the backfield, not where Bryce Young wants to be at all, spins out, sack, right? It's things like that in that alignment. Now, let's get into a little bit of stunting, a little bit of blitzing here, because it's not just a 4-man rush. This is going to be a major problem for Seattle's interior offensive line. Here's what you have here. You have kind of like this 5.5-man rush, and I'm going to explain that in a minute. So, Robert Spillane, head up on the center. No matter what, basically the center just has to take him. It's man-to-man blocking, right? So, Barmore, and gap integrity is so important with this. Wide 9, get to the edge. Barmore, stay in the B gap no matter what. This isn't about you getting a sack. This is about you staying in the B gap. Now, what we're going to have on this side, Milton Williams on the tackle, we're wide. B gap, boom. Craig Woodson, he's going to blitz from the outside here. Anthony Jennings is going to loop around here into this A gap, okay, on Justin Herbert's left side here. Now, what all is important here? Number 1, Robert Spillane. You have to go to the A gap to your left to open up this A gap for Jennings, okay? So the center's matched up on you. Robert Spillane's job here is not to blitz. It's not to get a sack. That is not his job. His only job is to hold up the center right here, all right? So that frees up the A gap for Jennings. The back, he's looking for Woodson to come because he's not trying to block defensive linemen. He's just going wherever Woodson is, and he's either going to get to the outside or he's going to kind of trail on Williams right here off the C gap and just occupy this back so he doesn't see this stunt in this A gap, okay? Let's get to the start of the play here. Now, you can see it already. Gap integrity, bang, right here. Landry, edge, Barmore, B gap. Spillane, I'm not even trying to blitz, just hold him up. Just open this space and you've done your job. Williams stays in the B gap. Woodson to the outside. Look, the back's eyes are to Woodson. Here comes Anthony Jennings. That's a whole big space for him to be running free through. You talk about scheming up pressure in the interior. This is how it happens, and it's created by the width of this defensive line. The back even tries to get there late. Not happening. Down he goes. Last one. Play of New England season right here, okay? Now, there's stunts like that when things are flat you got to worry about. Again, what's the theme? Once again, look how wide. Look, we're not even head up with the tackle at that point. Look how wide everybody is and how we have to handle this. And it's amazing to me that for some reason the Denver Broncos on this play, they set the protection this way. Now they have a tight end who's going to chip, and they got a back who's going to pick up a blitzer, I think, but instead the back runs a play action fake that way. So I think there was a mix-up here in protection. But essentially, 3-on-2 this way, that's fine. But you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 who are all coming. Now you got overload blitzes coming, not just stunts, okay? Now you got overload blitzes coming where there's too many to handle if the center's not coming too. So again, gap integrity, Christian Barmore, B gap. Stay in there, don't care if you get a sack or not. Stay in the B gap. C gap here for the edge player, McGlinchey's going to have to take him. We got a blitzer here that's going to get in this gap also, and Christian Ellis is going to go off the edge. Too many guys. Right now it's 4-on-4, but if the back's leaving, it's 4-on-3. Next set, boom. Tight end barely touches anybody. Okay, so the B gap's occupied. Quinn Miners is occupied. Cool. Mike McGlinchey's like, oh shoot, that's I'm not supposed to block both of those guys. That's not how that works. And you got Christian Ellis coming free because the tight end didn't touch him. And I want to just real quick credit Mike McGlinchey here at right tackle for the Broncos. He actually gets hands on both of these guys. He actually does everything he possibly can And there's just too many people. Here comes Christian Ellis. Also, once again, Milton Williams winning on the inside. I told you it all starts with him. You were wondering, why the center shade that way? Because big number 97 makes a lot of money to do that. Stidham's in a panic. There's too many people to block. Christian Ellis gets their play of New England season that set up their only touchdown in the AFC title game. The width of this defensive line, if you get into obvious passing situations, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 9, 4th and 6, what have you, you're going to see this look because New England is going to attack, especially with Milton Williams and Christian Barmore, and they got those other guys I mentioned, the depth guys that can do it too. They're going to attack Seattle's guards, and with these last 2 slides I showed you, they're going to do it in very creative ways as well. This is, to me, the most dangerous part that Seattle needs to worry about in their offensive game plan. Obvious passing situations. How do we deal with interior pressure?
So the Seahawks may be favored by basically a touchdown in the Super Bowl. If the Patriots win a record 7th Super Bowl on Sunday, one of the biggest reasons why might be their interior defensive line dominating the Seahawks' interior offensive line.
Everyone's got takes. Numbers have truth. And the truth is, most people are betting with emotion. Sportsbooks feed on it. TikTok gurus sell it. The hype machine runs on it. That's how you lose. PFF is different. You're betting with winning data. The same data trusted by all 32 NFL teams and the sharpest minds in the game. PFF betting tools take every prop, every matchup, every angle, and run them through our custom models. Built on the best football data in the world. What comes back is your edge. Simple, sharp, and built to win. Want to go deeper? PFF puts a pro-level analytics department in your hands, giving you the same insights teams use to find every advantage. Build your game plan with matchup analysis. Project every snap, every matchup, and every edge before kickoff. Because the smartest plays start long before Sunday. Hit rates show how a player performs against their prop and against defenses built the same way. It's the data that gives you real confidence in every pick. Next, Key Insights translates PFF data into the story behind every matchup, giving you the why that powers your bets. From coverage schemes to defensive looks, it's the context that turns raw numbers into winning decisions. When you're ready to take action, filter through every prop on the market and focus on the opportunities that matter, by game, matchup, or value. Then, shop for the best available line in your area and tap your book of choice to place the bet instantly. Everyone's got takes, but now you've got truth. Bet with data, win with PFF.